Hello everybody, welcome back to the lecture series of concrete technology. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about tests on aggregate. Generally, we know that aggregates are the ingredients of concrete. There are two types of aggregates are there. First one is fine aggregate and next one is coarse aggregate. These are the two types of aggregates which are used in concrete. Fine aggregate is nothing but sand and coarse aggregate is nothing but concrete or broken stone or crushed stone. Okay now, so before we are selecting a material as fine aggregate and coarse aggregate for mixing concrete, understand now, so we need to measure its quality and strength. Okay now, so and also we need to measure different properties of such aggregate. Okay now, so for measuring the important properties like its strength properties, its durability properties and its quality parameters, okay now, like its physical, mechanical and also its durability properties. Okay now, so all those things we can measure by conducting such tests on aggregate. Okay now, so these are the most important and commonly to be employable tests on aggregate. Okay now, so the most commonly applied test or employing tests on aggregate are particle size of aggregate, flakiness index, elongation index, specific gravity, water absorption, aggregate crushing value, aggregate impact value, aggregate abrasion value. Okay now, so these are the most common tests and these are the tests to be conducted on aggregate compulsory. Okay now, so all these tests to be conducted on aggregate, it is must. Okay now, so first one is the particle size. Okay now, so this test also will be called as particle distribution. Okay now, so this test especially we conduct to determine the particle distribution and also fineness modulus of the aggregate. Understand now? So the particle size test we can conduct on both, because it means we can conduct on fine aggregate, it means sand, and also we can conduct, it means we should conduct on coarse aggregate also. Okay now, and the next one is the flakiness index and elongation index. The flakiness index we can conduct on only coarse aggregate. Okay now, so the flakiness index is no need to conduct on fine aggregate, and the elongation index also to be conducted on coarse aggregate only, no need to conduct on fine aggregate. And the next one is the specific gravity. The specific gravity test to be conducted on fine aggregate as well as coarse aggregate. And the next one is the water absorption. Water absorption test is, first of all, it should be conducted on sand, it means fine aggregate. Okay now, so the water absorption of coarse aggregate is negligible, it means no need to measure it. Okay now, okay, somehow we can conduct on both fine aggregate and coarse aggregate, but most important is the water absorption capability of fine aggregate. It means we should calculate it, but it is negligible. Okay now, so but we can calculate it to coarse aggregate and fine aggregate both. How we can conduct water absorption test on coarse aggregate and how we can conduct water absorption test on fine aggregate, both we will see here. Okay now, and the next one is this is the three tests: crushing value test, impact value test and abrasion value test. These are the three important types of tests which are used to calculate the strength of aggregate. Okay now, so these three tests are used to calculate the strength of aggregate, and these three tests we only conduct upon coarse aggregate only. Okay now, we do not conduct all these tests on fine aggregate, because in concrete the fine aggregate do not impart any strength. Understand? It means the fine aggregate do not contribute any strength to concrete, only the strength will be imparted to concrete only by coarse aggregate. Okay, so the crushing value test, impact value test and abrasion value test we can only conduct on coarse aggregate. Okay, so these are all the different tests what we conduct on aggregate: particle size, flakiness index, elongation index, specific gravity, water absorption, crushing value test, impact value test and abrasion value test. Now we can discuss deeply, okay now, with each and every test. Okay now, so you can see first coming to particle size. The particle size we can conduct to estimate the sieve analysis. It is by using a set of sieves we can conduct this test. Okay now, so first we will discuss about particle size. See, this is particle size test. Okay, now so the main objective of this test is to determine the fineness modulus of aggregate and also to determine the grain size distribution. It means what are the different sizes of particles present within the given body of aggregate. Okay, now so to determine the fineness modulus and grain size distribution. So by using this grain size distribution and also fineness modulus of aggregate, it means these two values are will be useful while we are going for mixed design. Understand? No? So it means by using this particle distribution and also fineness modulus of aggregate, understand? No? So then we can choose them for the, it means for the purpose of concrete, for which purpose we are making concrete. Okay, na? So based upon these properties also we can choose the particular aggregate for the particular purpose of concrete structure. Okay, na? So the particle size test we can conduct on both, we must conduct on both fine aggregate and coarse aggregate. Understand? No? So the particles whose size is greater than 4.75 mm are considered as fine aggregates, and the particles whose size is less than 4.75 mm are considered as fine aggregate, especially in concrete. Okay, na? So and this particle size test is conducted by using a set of sieves. Understand? No? So by using a set of sieves we can conduct this test. Understand? It means we can measure fineness modulus of the aggregate and also grain size distribution within the aggregate. Understand? So first of all we have to take a set of sieves. So if we should conduct, it means if we needed to conduct particle distribution test on fine aggregate, it means sand. Okay, so in case of sand we can use this set of sieves. Understand? It means this sieve which contains it means openings of 4.75 mm and 2.36, 1.18, 600, 300, 150, and at the end we have to keep pan. Understand? So a set of sieves whose openings is about 4.75 mm, 2.36 mm, 1.18 mm, 600 mm. Sorry, this is not 600 mm, this is 600 micrometers. Okay, now 600 micrometers and 300 micrometers, 150 micrometers. Okay, so we have to take a set of sieves and we have to keep all these sieves in order. Understand? So at the bottom we have to keep a pan. Understand? Above the pan we have to keep a sieve which contains openings of 150 mm size, 150 micrometers, and above the sieve we have to keep another sieve. Understand? So whose openings are 300 micrometers, and above this we have to keep another sieve whose openings are 600 micrometers, and above this we have to keep another sieve whose openings are 1.18 mm, and above this we have to keep another sieve whose openings are 2.36 mm, and above this we have to keep one more sieve whose openings are 4.75 mm. Okay, na? So we have to keep a set of sieves in order, and we have to all these sieves we have to keep in order. Understand? After this we have to take a particular mass of fine aggregate, like generally we will take 1 kg of fine aggregate. It means 1 kg means 1000 grams. Okay, na? So if we need to determine the grain size distribution within the body of fine aggregate, it means these are the sieves used for measuring fine aggregate. Okay, na? And these are the sieves, set of sieves used for coarse aggregate. This is the most important one what we should know. Okay, na? So in case of fine aggregate the sieves of these sizes are used, and in case of coarse aggregate the sieves of these sizes, it means 80 mm, 40 mm, 20 mm, 10 mm, 4.75 mm. Okay, na? So these sieves will be used. Okay, na? You see, first coming to fine aggregate, you have to keep a set of sieves in this order. Okay, na? At the top we have to keep maximum size sieve, and we have to reduce the size of sieves, and at the bottom we have to keep pan. Okay, na? And then you take 1 kg of sand, and then you keep 1 kg of sand here. You place 1 kg of sand here. Okay, now after that you shake this set of sieves. Okay, now so a few particles will retain in the first sieve and then remaining particles will pass through this. Okay, now and then settled here. Okay, now so after that again if we keep shaking now, few particles retain here and a few particles pass through this and settle in seconds next sieve. Okay, and then again if we keep on sheaving or if we keep on shaking, what will happen? The particles whose size is greater than what is the 1.18 mm, they will retain on this sieve, and less than 1.18 mm, they will pass through the openings here. Okay, and then the particles whose size is greater than 600 micrometers, they will retain here and then remaining pass from here. Okay, so then whose particles are whose size is above 300 micrometers, they will retain in this sieve and then they will pass through here. Okay, and the particles whose size is above 150 micrometers and less than 300 micrometers, they will retain only here. Okay, and then remaining particles will pass through the sieve and then they will retain on pan. Understand? So it means the size of the openings of first sieve are 4.75 mm. Understand? So it means the particles whose size is greater than 4.75 mm will retain in first sieve and then they will pass through the first sieve. Okay, now so then the particles whose size is greater than 2.36 mm, understand? So they will settle, it means they will remain here 2.36 mm and then remaining will pass through that sieve. Understand? So in this case what you are able to know, it means the particles which have been retained in second sieve, it means whose openings are 2.36 mm. Okay, now so in that case it means the particles retained in this sieve, it means what will be the size of the particles here, it means the particles whose size is in between 4.75 and 2.36 mm, those particles will retain in 2.36 mm sieve. Okay, and also in the same way the particles whose size is less than 3.36 mm and greater than 1.18 mm, they will settle in this sieve. Okay, now and the particles whose size is less than 1.1 mm, 18 mm and greater than 600 micrometers, they will settle in this sieve. Understand? And the particles whose size is less than 600 micrometers and greater than 300 micrometers, they will retain here. In the same way, whose size is less than 300 micrometers, they will pass through here, and greater than 150 mm, they will retain here. Okay, so in this sieve, the particles size in between 300 to 150 micrometers, they will retain here. Okay, and the particles whose size is less than 150 micrometers, they will pass through this sieve and they will retain in pan. Okay, so in this case, from each and every sieve, few particles are passing and few particles are retaining on that particular sieve. Okay, now so in this case, after shaking of 5 to 10 minutes, this thing will happen. Okay, now so after this, we have to take the weight of the particles retained on each and every sieve. Okay, now so in this case, we need to have a weighing machine. Understand? So go to weighing machine, and what is the weight of the particles retained on? It means placed on pan. We have to take this weight. Okay, now after that, what is the weight of the particles retained on second sieve? It means 150 micrometers. Okay, now so you have to take its weight. Okay, now so like this, weight of the particles retained on each and every sieve we have to take. Okay, now so in this case, initially you are taking 1000 grams of particles now. So in this case, what will happen? After this, the particles retained on each and every sieve you have to take and you have to add all of the weights. Okay, so then at the end, this weight also will be 1000 grams because initially you have taken 1000 grams. Okay, you have to add all these weights. So then finally we get 1000 grams. Okay, so then you can conclude that no particles have been missed out. Okay, so then after that you have been calculate the weight retained on the each and every sieve. Okay, so then automatically you can calculate the weight. It means weight of the particles means quantity of particles passed through the each and every sieve also you can calculate. Okay, now it means here the weight of the particles retained in this sieve you can calculate. It means in this case also you can calculate the weight of the particles passed through the sieve. It means here some amount 1000 grams you have taken. So here 100 grams of particles may have retained. Okay, so then how many particles have been passed through this sieve? 900 grams of particles have been passed through this sieve. Okay, now so in the same way, from here some amount of particles may be passed. Okay, now so it means 90 grams of particles may be passed through this. Okay, now so then how much amount of particles may have been passed through the sieve? It means 90 grams retained here means how much will pass? 100 already written here, 90 written here. So then how much will written? How much may pass here? 810. 810 grams may be passed from this sieve. Okay, so like that we can calculate quantity of aggregate retained on each and every sieve and quantity of aggregate passed through each and every sieve you can calculate. Understand? So like that you can calculate. Okay, so then after that you have to calculate the percentage of passing. Understand? So it means you have taken total 100 grams. Understand? So then from here 900 grams have been passed. It means how much amount of passed from this sieve? 90% have been passed from this sieve. Understand? So then and again from here how much amount of have been passed you can calculate. Understand? It means 810 have been passed. Okay, so then 1000 into 100. So from this you can get how much have been passed from here. Okay, now so then 81% have been passed. Okay, now so like this from each and every sieve how much quantity of aggregate have been passed. Okay, now so like that percentage also you can calculate, and also you can also calculate the percentage of quantity retained on each and every sieve. So from here 90% passed means 10% retained. Okay, now so from here 810 passed means how much retained? How much retained? 10 are retained here. Okay, now so here 80 retained. Okay, now so like that you can calculate percentage passed through each and every sieve and percentage retained on each and every sieve you can calculate. In the same way quantity passed through each and every sieve you can calculate, and quantity passed through each and every sieve also you can calculate. Quantity retained on each and every sieve also you can calculate. Okay, now so that's what you have to do here. Okay, now so then you can calculate the what are the different sizes of particles present within the given mass of it means given body of aggregate. Okay, so that's what the objective of this test. Okay, now so it means that is nothing but grain size distribution. Understand? So then what is fineness modulus? Fineness modulus we can calculate by using a formula that is called that. Understand? So percentage passed through each and every sieve we can calculate now. Okay, now so percentage passed through each and every sieve you can calculate. Okay, now so you have to add all this percentage passed through each and every sieve. That will be called as sigma m. Understand? So that sigma m divided by 100 will give the fineness modulus of the aggregate. Understand? M is nothing but percentage passed through each and every sieve. Okay, so sigma m by 100 will give fineness modulus, and the different sizes present within the body of aggregate we can calculate by using this test. Okay, so then by using this we can also calculate what are the different sizes of particles present within the aggregate and the body of aggregate, and also we can calculate the fineness modulus of the aggregate. Okay, so this is nothing but the test, because the main object of this test is to determine the relative amount of various sizes of particles present in the given body of aggregate. Okay, so it means the test is important in case of mixed design. Understand? And one more thing I can say that about fineness modulus, because fineness modulus is only a numerical index of fineness, giving some idea of the mean size of particles in the entire body of the aggregate. Okay, now so the determination of fineness modulus may be considered as the method of standardization of the grading of the aggregate. So it is obtained by sieving a known mass of aggregates taken. Understand? So it means by this also we can go for the grading of aggregates. Understand? So by using this also we can draw a curve. That curve will be called as grading curve or gradation. Understand? So that's it. This is about particle distribution. Okay, now so like in the same way, it means how you do for the fine aggregate. In the same way, these are all the set of sieves used for coarse aggregate. Okay, now so these are used for fine aggregate, and these are used for coarse aggregate. Okay, now in the same way, coarse aggregate also at the top you keep 80 mm sieve, just under 80 mm sieve you keep 40 mm, 20 mm, 10 mm, 4.75 mm, and at the bottom you keep pan. Okay, now so then you take 100,000 grams, it means 1 kg of aggregate you can take. Understand? And then you can take in this set of sieves. Okay, so then you can arrange this in this order, in this respective order you can arrange them. Okay, and then you can shake them. You have to shake it. The shaking is nothing but sieving or shaking. Okay, so then while you are shaking, the aggregates will pass through each and every sieve. Okay, so the particles whose size is greater than 80 mm they will retain here, and less than 80 mm pass from here, and greater than 40 mm retain here, less than 40 mm pass from here. Okay, so like that. Okay, now so in the same way, like that, weight of passing through each and every sieve you can calculate, weight of passing retained on each and every sieve you can calculate, and from that percentage passing through each and every sieve you can calculate, and the percentage retained on each and every sieve you can calculate. Okay, now so from those percentages you can calculate the fineness modulus and the sizes of sieves. By using the sizes of sieves you can calculate the sizes of particles retained on each and every sieve. Okay, now it means the particles retained on 40 mm sieve, it means the particle size of the particles retained on 40 mm sieve will be in between the 40 mm and 80 mm. Understand now? And the particles retained on 20 mm sieve, it means may contain size in between 40 mm to 20 mm. Okay, now so like that you can calculate the grain size distribution, and also you can calculate the fineness modulus. Understand? So that's it. This is about particle size distribution in case of aggregate. Okay, now so this particle size distribution we can also go for the grading of aggregate, and this grading of aggregate is helpful in mixed design. Understand? So this is about particle size distribution, and the next test, it means we will discuss on remaining tests. Thank you guys, thank you. And about remaining tests on aggregate we will discuss in coming up videos. Thank you.